When The Rock goes out to get something to eat tonight, should The Rock sit in a booth or should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
I come before you today, humbled and humiliated, to ask you for one thing. I want you to kill Peter Parker.
It's over, bro. Cody Rhodes ain't finishing that damn story. Last year, WrestleMania 39, when Cody Rhodes faced Roman Reigns for the very first time, the Bloodline screwed him over. Like, I knew the Bloodline was going to screw Cody Rhodes over again in his quest to become WWE Champion, but I didn't think it would be this member of the Bloodline, bro. Like, damn. And it's crazy because people have been expecting and speculating and wanting a Roman Reigns versus The Rock match for almost 10 years now. Pretty much since The Rock and Roman Reigns have been identified as cousins IRL. People have been wanting to see this match. And it seemed like every single year, the topic will come up. Will we finally get The Rock versus Roman Reigns? And every single year, the answer was no. The Rock was too busy. The schedules couldn't formulate. We didn't hear anything from The Rock. We've been hearing this. We've been hearing that. Roman has plans. Rock has plans. It's like every year, there's a reason why we couldn't get it. And a lot of the times it was internet rumors and people online basically trying to will it into existence because The Rock never even hinted at on screen on WWE television the idea of there being a Rock versus Roman Reigns storyline or match happening. Quite literally, the closest you would get to a Roman Reigns versus Rock match is them talking about it in like candid interviews. Them talking about the idea or, oh man, we were so close, but we just couldn't nail it. That would be the closest we would get to it. But last night on Monday Night Raw, when The Rock said, should I sit at a bar, should I sit at a booth, or should I sit at the head of the table? That line was the absolute closest we have ever gotten to any hint at a Rock versus Roman Reigns match. And my thing is, if you ain't gonna do it, don't tease it. Like Rock the Drain Johnson, it has been 9 years, it has been 11 years since your last match. We have come way too far for you to be breadcrumbing us like this. If you're not about it, don't talk about it. But let's just speculate that The Rock is dropping these breadcrumbs for a reason. The Rock has the time, The Rock is ready, and he is able to do, finally, a match against Roman Reigns. Well then, I guess it's curtains for Cody Rhodes, because why on God's green earth would you do Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 2 at WrestleMania 40 when The Rock versus Roman Reigns is literally sitting right in front of your face? It's marketing malpractice. Obviously, you should be doing your biggest marquee match at the biggest stage you have. Except, it is January 1st, and before we even get to WrestleMania, we are on the road to WrestleMania, but before we get there are still two destinations for us to get to. There's the Royal Rumble and there's the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, the Royal Rumble is WWE's third or second, depending on where you see it. It's basically their second biggest show of the year. It's obviously the road to WrestleMania. You know, the Royal Rumble winner faces the champion at WrestleMania. Like, it's an important show. If you're going to do a big match like that, it would make sense to possibly do it at the Royal Rumble. The only thing is, 4 days later, you're doing a triple threat match between Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles to determine who's going to face Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. So unless The Rock is going to enter himself into this match, then this idea, completely chalk. Not that anybody believed this was actually going to happen, but like, this completely adds the possibility of this happening out of the window already. And not for nothing, how could anybody possibly buy either three of these men beating Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble now that The Rock is throwing his name into the hat? Like, would anybody honestly believe that we could get Randy Orton versus The Rock, or AJ Styles, or LA Knight versus the... Be for real. So this is going to be a who wants to be the next to fall to the Tribal Chief match. At this point, completely irrelevant to the situation. Which really only leaves you with two options. You can either do the match at Elimination Chamber, or you can do the match at WrestleMania. So let's talk about these possibilities right here, if we're heading in that direction. And again, I personally don't see where The Rock or WWE benefits from them even like teasing the possibility of the match if you're not going to do it. The obvious choice, and from a marketing standpoint, the biggest choice, is WrestleMania 40. It's the 40th anniversary show. It's the biggest show of the year. If you only got The Rock back for one night only, WrestleMania is the destination to do it. However, you run into some major issues doing this match. The first issue is, how do you get to this point without The Rock completely bypassing the Rumble? Because again, be for real, The Rock is not entering himself in the 2024 Royal Rumble, and even if he did, nor should The Rock be winning the 2024 Royal Rumble match. Nor would The Rock be entering himself in the Elimination Chamber match for a possibility to face No, that's not happening. So The Rock more or less would be getting this match based solely off the fact that he is The Rock. Wouldn't be the first time we see somebody get a title match or a major match in WWE just by being somebody of status, but it just isn't fair. This simply does not work without The Rock bulldozing over the rest of the roster. Basically, it's fuck CM Punk, fuck Cody Rhodes, fuck Randy Orton, fuck them all of them, because The Rock is back. He gets the match without having to do any work. That does not sit with me, and I don't think it would sit with a lot of fans for that to be the case. The second issue you run into is that the story is still Cody Rhodes wanting to get back at Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania. Whether it be him winning the Rumble match or him winning Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes still seems to be the destination and should still be the destination for WrestleMania 40. With The Rock possibly being back, that puts it in jeopardy. Because either you screw over Cody Rhodes and you take him out of the equation completely, which there is no match you could do that would rival or basically be on the same level as Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 in the main event. There's no single opponent for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40 that would be as big as Roman Reigns, the rematch. There's no main event for Cody Rhodes if it's not against Roman Reigns. Either you take him out of the equation completely and fuck him, or you somehow make it a triple threat match, which honestly I think screws him over even more. Because even though he's in this match, it's not about him. People are going to be talking about, oh my God, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. No one's going to care that Cody Rhodes is in this match. Even if he wins, it's not about him. The bigger picture, the bigger story is Roman Reigns versus The Rock finally happening. And even then, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, why would you even want to muddy up the possibility of getting a Roman Reigns versus Rock match by adding a third person? It makes no sense. It does nobody any favors. The other option is you could do 2 nights of WrestleMania, which each night consisting of either Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes on night 1 and Rock versus Roman Reigns on night 2, or vice versa. Is this a possibility? Yes. Here's the issue with that too. There seems to be a heavy direction for Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 40 or somewhere along the lines of WrestleMania 40. If this match happens and it's for the World Heavyweight Championship, there is no spot it should be in other than the main event of WrestleMania 40 Night 1. I'm sure Seth Rollins knows deep down inside that unless he gets this match, he's never main eventing WrestleMania. Like, it's a distant memory, it's a dream for the rest of his life unless it's against CM Punk. And I'm sure CM Punk ain't re-signed with WWE after 9 long years just to forfeit yet another WrestleMania main event to The Rock. I'm not gonna lie, if I were CM Punk and I heard that The Rock is coming back to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and that means I'm not getting the main event that I seem to be on the track for, the first thing I would do is I would go backstage at Monday Night Raw. I would find the closest executive vice president and I would chuck a chair at him. I'm CM Punk and motherfucker, don't play with me. So again, unless you want to screw over CM Punk and Seth Rollins, this does not work. Quite possibly the only solution here, the only match that would work in this situation if we are getting The Rock versus Roman Reigns is to do the match at Elimination Chamber. I know a lot of you are already saying there's no way. There's no way you're possibly saying we're going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns and you're going to do it in Australia. You're going to do it on a B-level show like Elimination Chamber. You can't possibly be considering this. You need to listen up. You need to listen well. Australia has been trying to make a play for The Rock going back as early as December of last year. The Australian Tourism Board probably has a shit ton of money, enough money to actually get The Rock on their show. With an attraction like that, it's not impossible to believe that Australia probably has enough coins to get The Rock on their show. Secondly, this is the biggest show WWE is doing in Australia, happening in a stadium of 65,000 fans. That is a sufficient amount of people for The Rock to wrestle in front of. Even if it's not happening in North America, and even if in North American time it will be 6 a.m. when the match is possibly happening, this is the best option to go with without screwing over the rest of your roster. You do this match with CM Punk and Seth Rollins on night 1, you're screwing over Cody Rhodes. You do this match, you technically screw over Cody Rhodes twice, and now you're still not getting The Rock versus Roman Reigns technically. You do this idea, well, now you screwed over CM Punk and Seth Rollins. This is the best way to go. It may not be WrestleMania, but it's fine, because The Rock was never going to beat Roman Reigns anyway. So do this, that way we can still get to this. Comment down below your thoughts, like and follow for more.